Hey, hello kids! How are you doing today? Welcome to Teacher Bob's class. Today we're going to learn about frequency adverbs. But what is frequency? Well, frequency is the number of times you do an action. Yes? For example, I always teach English. Oh, that's a good question. What is always? Well, that is a frequency adverb. Very good. That is the word that gives frequency to the action. Okay? So let's pay attention here. Let's suppose this is your week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alright? And we have certain words here. Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, hardly ever, and never. These words give you the frequency. So let's suppose that you are going to use the verb watch and television. So let's suppose that you watch television on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, and on Sunday, and on Monday, and on Tuesday, etc., etc. You are going to use always. The second case is, check here. You have, all of them are checked? No, look here. I don't have here a check. I have next. So I don't watch television on Tuesdays. In that case, I cannot say always. I say usually. Alright? With this frequency, I say usually. Look here, often. I have 1 and 2 X's, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that I watch television. When it is a very big frequency, but not all the time, you use often. Alright? Very good. Now, how about sometimes? Look at this. The frequency here is like in a balance, yes or not? Maybe 50% yes, 50% no. In which case you say sometimes. Oh yeah, the week has 7 days. So it is not 50% and 50%, maybe 55%, 45%. It's okay. You can change a little bit the frequency, but it is around 50 and 50, sometimes. What about rarely? Look here, I have plenty of X's here, but I do watch television 1, 2 times a week. In that case, when the frequency is low, you use rarely. Alright? And what happens with hardly ever? Look here. I have a lot of X's, but hey, I watch television on Saturdays. Yes, it is not very frequent. In that case, you say hardly ever. Alright? And in the case that you don't have a television, for example, do you watch television if you don't have a television? Of course not. So can you say always, or usually, or sometimes? No. In that case, when there is no frequency, you say never. Okay? In that case, you use never. Now let's go to let's check how to make sentences with frequency adverbs, because position of a frequency adverb is very important. All right? Here we have the verb to be, and we have an action verb. That is very important. You have to really pay attention if you use the verb to be or an action verb, because the position is different. Let's see. With the verb to be, you're going to use a subject with am, is, are, the frequency adverb, always, usually, often, and a complement. Let's see. I am always happy. Yes, I'm always happy. We are never sad. You see, the position over there of the frequency adverb matches the structure. Don't forget that. To make questions with the verb to be and a frequency adverb, you use am, is, are, the subject, the frequency adverb, and the complement. Example, let's check. Are you usually tired? Are you usually tired? Yes, I am, or no, I am not. Or for example, Is your mother always worried? Well, yes, she is. My mother is always worried. I should call her. Mom, I'm okay. Now I am worried now. Let's continue with an action verb. Action verbs have a different structure in this case. The frequency adverb changes the position into affirmative sentence. Let's see. Subject, frequency adverb, a verb, and a complement. But let's remember. Do you remember simple present tense, class? Do you remember the super S note? Yes? The super S is the third person. When you use he, she, or it, remember, I work, she works. Don't forget, super S. That is very important. He, she, and it. So let's check examples. He always comes on time. We sometimes eat sushi. He always comes on time. We sometimes eat sushi. You see, the position changes. Don't forget that. And to make questions like in simple present tense that we checked the last class, you use auxiliary do or does, a subject, the frequency adverb, the verb in the base form, and a complement. Example, do you always study? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Does your mother usually sleep late? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. That's how to make questions with action verbs with frequency adverb. But wait, there is one frequency adverb that is very, very important when we make questions. So I'm going to give you some time so you can copy these, and we will continue with that specific frequency adverb. Yeah. Well, okay, we can continue now. Did you take notes? Very good. Alright, I mentioned you that there is a specific frequency adverb that we use basically in questions. And that frequency adverb is ever, right? When you use ever in a question, it means that you don't have any information about that person that you are asking. I don't know, maybe that person does an action or not. I don't know. For example, does Superman ever visit Mars? I don't know. Or for example, does Thanos ever eat sushi? I don't know. Or does Captain America ever visit his parents? I don't know. Probably they're dead. Okay, so in that case we use ever. And with the verb to be is, for example, am is are, a subject, ever, and a complement. For example, are you ever sad? And in that case, are you ever sad? If I say ever sad, it means that I don't have any information. Maybe yes, maybe not, I don't know. So are you ever sad? And of course, no, I am not. I am always happy. That's fine. Or yes, I am. Yes, I am always sad. Okay, and with action verbs, you use, like in the typical simple present questions, you use do or does, the subject, plus ever, the verb in the base form, remember, and a complement. Example, does Susan ever pay attention? Does Susan ever pay attention? Do I have the information? No, I don't know. Maybe yes or maybe not, but I don't have that information. So, does she ever pay attention? Yes, she does. Oh, okay. Or no, she doesn't. She never pays attention. Okay. I use ever when I don't know anything about the frequency of that action, referring to such person. Okay? So, that is the class about frequency adverbs. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to share it with your friends. See you in the next class. Thanks for coming to Teacher Bob's class. Bye-bye.